TV. I'm about to get ready to do a very deep. I'm about to delve deeper on this whole Asian situation that just happened out in Georgia, out in Atlanta, with the six Asians being killed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to delve deep onto this, y'all. I'm about to take it even higher than the last ones. And I remember our first thing I want to talk about is the shooter survivor name was Elijah, right? The one who survived, he was a Hispanic. His name was Elijah. Now, what I want to tap into on that, like I had mentioned on the last video, as it's written that the Messiah, before the Messiah returns, Elijah will be sent before the great dreadful day of the Most High. Now, like another situation that happened back in January where six people got killed, including an unborn child. Remember when I was talking about on my Indianapolis video how that represents Revelation 12 where they want to kill the birth of the Messiah. But what I was talking about was like basically the 18-year-old, his name was Elijah Childs, who got killed. That was back in January. But I'm gonna keep this thing rolling, y'all. What's so deep about this is how, and I really want to tap deep into this, is how I noticed it was another situation that just happened. What was it, yesterday or like I think yesterday or a couple of days ago, with the two people had got killed, the father and son had got killed in Southern California with the fire explosion, the fireworks, and you already know anyway with the whole aspect of the Asians anyway with China, you already know about like the whole aspect of the New Year and everything. Remember, 2021 is like a year of the dragon. You get what I'm saying? You know, with the aspect of the fire. Remember, I was talking about the Bruce Lee aspect, and I'm gonna delve deeper on all of that on this video. But you remember, I was talking about it because the next full year of the dragon is in 3 years, 2024, and that's when artificial intelligence on May 31st, 2024, AI intelligence will be a full effect. You know what I mean? But I'm about to delve real deep into this because it's some deep stuff, y'all, and I want y'all to pay attention to this with me because what I noticed, which is so crazy, is how and it made me think, is how they actually had a situation back, this was not too long ago, where it was an Asian man. He basically was quoting Dr. King doing like the letter from Birmingham speech, and he made all the Asians stand up. I'm gonna play the clip and I'm gonna chime on in.
Beloved on the near north side. He'll be
Listen to this.
followed by our Lois Sutter from Break.
Before I read, I just want to say they needed an Asian reader. So I'm here to represent the 4.6 billion Asians, you know what I'm saying? And now listen, Asian people, stay standing. I want you to stay standing. On behalf of all the Asian Christians, I want to say to the black church, because I don't get a lot of chances to say this, thank you. Thank you to the black church. Because
let's just delve deep into what all of this is really about to be about, y'all. Now, for those who are familiar with scripture, if you know China, China is literally on the east side of the world, the eastern hemisphere. And now in Revelation 16, as it's written, that the kings of the east will be prepared to go to war with the saints. You get what I'm saying? Of the Most High. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm about to delve deep into all of this because what I want to talk about, which literally crossed my mind, is remember when I was talking about how when I was talking about the whole aspect with the shooting that just happened out in Atlanta. I got both parts on that, but I want to take it back to 2007 with Child, Sung Young Child, Chung, however you say his name, but the brother out there at Virginia Tech, the Virginia Tech shooter, I'm gonna say it like that. Basically, where he had shot, he killed 32 people, but he had killed himself, making it 33 people that was killed, and he injured 17. I'm about to take this deep to y'all now. Pay attention to that. He injured 17, he killed 32, and then he killed himself, making it 33. Now the street address for Virginia Tech anyway is called Burris. And all that mean is basically like a member of a prosperous middle class citizen. Now I'm about to delve deep into that because the shooter who had shot up Atlanta is from Woodstock. He's from Woodstock, Georgia. That's where he was from. And what I noticed that anyway, I automatically thought about the aspect of like what Woodstock literally mean is basically like settlement, the wood settlement. And I was automatically thinking about the Noah's Ark aspect, hint the mark of the beast. You know what I mean? With the Noah's Ark having, all the animals and everything, and then the Abraham, becoming a descendant of Noah, and then came the whole family, him becoming named the father of many nations. I automatically thought about that because remember Biden was talking about Abraham Lincoln a lot, and he did the speech at when he got inaugurated at the Abraham Memorial. And remember, Dr. King did the "I Have a Dream" speech at the Abraham Memorial. I mean Lincoln Memorial. You know what I mean? But basically, what I thought about is like that whole aspect of the New World Order. Because remember, Dr. King basically everybody becoming one, and then Biden doing the whole aspect of the transhumanism and transgenderism, everything mixing up in his campaign. And I automatically thought about all of that representing like the new world order aspect with the arc of masonry, man, the wood settlement. And notice it was in Atlanta, and I'm about to delve deep into that in a minute because what I thought about, which is so crazy, is because how that represent nothing but where Virginia Tech Street is called Burris, and how that basically represents nothing but like a middle class citizen, like a prosperous one. And I thought about automatically, remember when I was talking about Jeremy Lin, remember he played for Atlanta. Now when you know about Atlanta football and basketball teams is the Falcon and Hawks. Now when you understand that aspect of the Falcon and the Hawk is the all knowing, the all seeing, all seeing bird. It's like eagle, basically. You call it eagle. That's why they do the aspect of the eagle eye and the all seeing eye to mock the Messiah and Most High. But basically, when he left Atlanta, notice how he basically departs from Atlanta. He goes to Toronto Raptors. Now you already know the Raptor represents nothing but the great beast, the great dragon, the great aspect of the North, you know what I mean, representing nothing but Satan, the reptilian empire. And then notice how he wore number 17 when he was on that team. Remember I said the Korean shooter had killed 17. He killed 32, killed himself, marking 33 degrees of masonry, and then injuring 17. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show y'all something else in a minute. Because the 1 plus 7 anyway equals 8. And remember when I was talking about the number 8 is basically the cube number, 222, all linking back to the aspect of the cube of the Saturn cube representing nothing but Satan. You know what I mean? And when I was noticing that too, which is so deep because you had the movie Boogie, and remember the Asian on there, remember he was trying to get respect. You know what I'm saying? And notice how like it's about the 8 kings too in the book of Revelation, and how Obama represent that 8th king. Notice why Pop Smoke was wearing barracks. And you remember his name was Monk on the movie. And you already know a monk is someone who basically depart from society and basically follow their faith in the temple. But when you notice that the Asian, he wears number 8 and he want to beat Pop Smoke, aka Barracks, the school he played for, hint why the school was called City Prep, that the Asian played for. And basically he was trying to beat him so he can get respect by the community and everything. You get what I'm saying? To be grafted in. Notice why he had to beat basically what Pop Smoke was playing in that sense. You will look at it like the aspect of the one oppressing him. You know what I'm saying? So he can become prosperous. Just pay attention to how all of this was already set to happen. That's why they gave us these movies and everything been coming out like Ip Man 4 when they showed about the oppression of the Asians and then how they had to get grafted in. You know, I'm about to take it deep on y'all. I told y'all this. And notice how it literally represents how he, the Virginia Tech shooter, you notice how he went to Virginia Tech, which was literally on nothing, like I said, but Burris Street. And all that means is like to become a prosperous middle class citizen. And you see how I just talked about Jeremy Lin, how he basically joined up with the Toronto Raptors and became a champion. And you know, like I just broke that down, because as it's written, the 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 kings of the east will basically join together with the dragon to be literally to make wage war with the saints. That's what all of this is about. You get what I'm saying? To be initiated in new world order. All of this is about going to war with the saints and overcoming them as it's written. As it's written. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. You get what I'm saying? Basically, anybody who don't want to worship the mark of the beast will be slain. Hint the whole aspect what I was just talking about with the Atlanta shooter who killed 6 agents. How they basically his city where he from is Woodstock, and all that means is the wood settlement, aka the Ark. You get where I'm about to take this. Hint why the whole aspect of them doing the whole speech with the Asians, making him to basically mark in and come together with the church. And I'm about to take it deeper than that because remember, Toronto Raptors beat the Golden State Warriors, and all Golden State represents is the Saints because it represents those who are golden and refined, and they're going to basically go to war and be overcame by the reptilians, by the raptor, by the dragon. You feel what I'm saying? That's why all of them got leg injuries. You get what I'm saying? I'm about to take this deep because you already know as it's written, Jacob is the heel grabber. And then when you understand the leg injury literally represents the Roman Empire, the beast, the iron and clay, everything becoming a new world order grafted together to go to war and make war with the saints. Hint the whole aspect of the leg injuries because that was letting you know that the those who are golden will become destroyed. That's why they beat Golden State in 6. And I'm about to take it even deeper than that in a minute. But I'm about to take it deep on y'all because what I noticed too, which is so crazy, how I said that whole aspect with the Ontario, hit the whole aspect of Ontario, California, Ontario, like Canada, the North, and notice the Great Fire, how they got exploded and blew up. Come on, man. It's all in our face, man. And what's so deep about this, as we already know too, because that represents the fire, aka the dragon. Remember Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon? And that's why Liu Kang on Mortal Kombat, and I'm gonna show that in a minute. That's why Liu Kang on Mortal Kombat is literally called the Fire God. You know what I mean? Hint that whole aspect of how he became the Fire God. You get what I'm saying? So all of that represents everything becoming empowered by the beast, man, by the Roman Empire. You get what I mean? Hint the whole aspect of the leg injuries and everything. And I'm about to show that even further in a minute. But when you notice this too, what is so deep is because what happened, you remember, like when you understand the mythologies, and I'm about to delve deep into this. When you understand the mythologies, hint in Atlanta, aka Atlantis, hear what I'm saying? Remember in the mythology, Zeus had sent basically great weather and great destruction because it was a lot of violence going on in Atlantis. So he sent judgment with thunderbolts and everything destroying the Atlantis. Hence why when you notice what's so deep about that is because when you tie that together, how all of this just happened. You remember, like I was talking about the whole winter storm in Texas. Remember I was talking about how all that was just basically a ritual for Zeus to send the great storms and everything. You know what I'm saying? And how all the NBA players want to leave Texas and all the sports players. And what I noticed too, which is so deep, is because the All-Star game was in Atlanta. Remember that? That just happened in Atlanta. And notice how they said all the funds was basically going to historically black college universities. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And notice how Atlanta Braves are going to host the All-Star game this year too for baseball. But like it's written, All-Star, as I said, that represent the stars in heaven that is going to fall from the sky, man, during the time of judgment. And that represents the power of heaven being shaken, and that represents the time of judgment coming. Hence the whole aspect of why the Asians are literally Chinese are buying up 100,000 acres in Texas. And I'm about to take it even deeper than that because remember after Texas, remember they doing a great reset. They opened back up, and remember how Elon Musk is talking about that he want to give Texas the Tesla so that they can boost energy in Texas. so they don't have to worry about just having their own power grid. Hint this whole aspect, man. It's all literally to show the whole aspect of how going back to the destruction of Atlantis is all literally to show everything coming into fruition. Because notice the stars are now in Texas. I mean Atlanta, like the whole all-star aspect. Remember I was just talking about how Texas is the Lone Star State? Come on, man. Like the whole Lone Star State aspect. And that's why you had George Floyd, who was literally out in from Houston, Texas, and they had staged that whole event. And how he was number 88 for the Texas football team out there called Yates High School Football. Come on, man. It's literally deep because notice this, as it's written in Acts 1:9-11, the Messiah, when he returns, will enter into Jerusalem through the eastern gate of the old city halls. Why do you think George Floyd was literally playing for Yates football and he wore number 88? Because all Yates mean is the dweller by a gate, and number 88 is literally representing the eternal aspect of the Messiah. Hence why it's called Jack Yates football. And notice the whole logo. Notice the logo. It's the Lion of Judah. And Jack Yates representing Jacob, 12 tribes of Jacob, man. You get what I'm saying? So all of this stuff is representing basically what they're doing. When I'm going back to Zeus right quick with the whole, destruction of Atlantis. Remember I said how the Atlanta literally represents the hawk and the falcon representing the Messiah, the all-seeing, all-knowing one. And how Jeremy Lens leaves there. Notice why he wore number 7 there. And then he leaves there and then he goes become number 17, which is number 8. I remember I was just talking about how the Virginia Tech shooter wounded 17 people and then killed himself, making him kill 33 people altogether and had 17 wounded. And notice, like I said, that happened in Virginia Tech. And when you understand Virginia anyway represents nothing but the great virgin. You know what I'm saying? And as it's written in Revelation 12, I'm going to show that right quick. Revelation 12, remember that the virgin woman is going to bring forth the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? Then the enormous red dragon appeared. Hence why all of this is happening in 2021. With all the Asians being grafted in the year of the dragon. Because 2024 is going to be when full artificial intelligence take over, when the red dragon is in full power. You get where I'm going with this. That's why they're doing the anti-Asian violence and everything, because it's all agenda. Because what that all represents is them basically trying to say all of this is about to come into fruition. Because why? They about to go to war with the saints. That's why the Chinese right now are already saying that they got super soldiers. And I'm about to take it deep, because why do you think the Chinese run technology? We already know they own technology. They run it. You know what I mean? They run technology. Let me show you something right quick, real fast, because it's so deep, and I'm about to take it deep. Pay attention to this. This was the Purge Anarchy movie. And what it was about, this whole thing, notice how he's talking through the computer. You know what I'm saying? Through the internet, letting the people know what they're about to get ready to do and destroy this whole agenda. I'm gonna play the clip and chime in.
We no longer worship at the altar of Christ, Muhammad, Yahweh. We worship at the altar of Smith & Wesson.
Notice how he said we worship at the altar of Smith & Wesson. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm about to delve deep into that, because that altar he's talking about now, we're about to go to war. Because as it's written, his name is Carmelo. Remember, I just said how Carmelo don't mean nothing. Was basically like the home of the prophet Elijah. And remember, I just said how the shooter who survived, the person who survived the Atlanta shootings, name was Elijah. And the one who got killed in the Indianapolis shootings, name was Elijah. Come on, man. And he died with the unborn child, representing the Messiah. That's what they were just basically trying to say, that they wanted to suppress the Messiah. But the whole aspect of the Elijah. Come on, man. And notice how, look at this right quick.
We can't. Who dies tonight? The poor.
That's enough. I can't listen to this crap. He's as full of shit as they are.
You see how he on the movie, if you remember on this movie, remember the grandfather had left and then he had left and basically he sacrificed himself because he didn't want to believe in the whole agenda of Carmelo coming to save them. So he sacrificed himself and then that's when they had got kidnapped. I don't want to play too many clips because it's gonna flag it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like basically the grandfather had sacrificed himself so that the daughters he thought will live good because they promised they'd give him money. But remember, they had came to kill him. But notice how he was talking through the internet. And as it's written, we already know about the Messiah would come through the cloud, that everyone would see him through the cloud. As it's written in Revelation 1:7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which killed him and crucified him shall see him. Come on, man. And let me take it even deeper because notice on the movie what happens. Pay attention to this.
Mentality will no longer keep the American. And so that the market.
Hold on.
You want so that the market. I know you. You want so that the market mentality will no longer keep the American people stunted.
You see that how she said, I know you? And how he appeared and they came and they killed them? See how that happened? Come on, man. So all of that right there was already showing us that everything that's gonna come to fruition. You get what I'm saying? Justice will be served, man. And I just really want to tap in on this because this is a very deep topic of all the stuff that they're doing. And remember too, when I was talking about one last thing before I end this old clip, why they use Asians anyway too, because remember I said the Church of Ephesus is the gateway to the Asia Minor. You know what I mean? The seven wonders of the ancient world. You know what I'm saying? The seven churches. You get what I'm saying? And when you understand Revelation 2, unto the angel of the church of Ephesus, right, that he that holdeth the seven stars in his right hand, who walketh in the midst of the seven golden candlesticks, I know thy works. Remember, and I know thy patience and thy labor, but thou, how much thou can't bear evil, but you know, you forgot thy first love. Therefore, judgment would come upon you if you don't repent. Hint that whole aspect. And that right here. Thank you for watching Hide and Seek TV. Much more is coming. Peace.